Soren woke when a bolt fell out of the ceiling on its own. Not with a bang. Not with a crack. It simply landed on his chest and rolled across the floor. The engine room was silent. Oh, silent. The old mining module always made noise. It rattled, wheezed, ran on borrowed faith. Now it was quiet, as if someone had switched off the need for sound. He lay still for a moment, listening. His fingers instinctively tightened around the edge of the bunk. The metal was warm, unnaturally so. He got up and looked overhead. Where the bolt had been, there was a smooth opening. Too smooth, as if the material had decided it no longer needed that connection. "That's impossible," he muttered. The engine room answered with a faint vibration. Not an alarm. Not an error. A confirmation. He stepped toward the main power core. The sparks were stable. Perfect. The indicators did not fluctuate. That was worse than a failure. He knew every sound this unit made. Every quirk. Now it behaved like something new, as if someone had polished it flat. A thin crack appeared on the wall beside the core, barely visible. At first, he thought it was eye strain. The crack moved. It did not widen. It sifted. He took a step back. "No," he said. "You are not a structural element." The crack responded with another movement, as if trying to match his voice. A sound came from inside the wall, low, soft, like breathing through a filter. Pressure built in his temples. He knew the feeling. It always came when sparks were too close to an unshielded core. Only now, the shields were intact. The bolt on the floor trembled, lifted a few millimeters. He activated manual diagnostics. He did not trust systems when things became too calm. Manual readings were brutal, real, or at least he believed they were. The display on his forearm registered a conflict. Not an error, a conflict. Structural parameters and energy parameters no longer agreed. As if each component were calculating something else, the cracks split into two, then four. They formed a pattern, too regular to be random. "Stop," he said. The wall shuddered. The reply came not as sound, but as pressure. From the inside, "This is more stable." He froze. Not because he heard words, because he understood the meaning before anything sounded. "Stability is not the same as life," he said. The metal beneath his feet soft. It did not collapse. It yielded, like a body-making room. He pulled his foot back. The surface smoothed itself after contact. Scars, wells, repair marks vanished. The entire history of work disappeared. "Don't touch," he whispered, not knowing to whom he was speaking. A low sound came from the power core. The sparks flared brighter, not dangerously, proudly. He understood that something in the engine room was learning from his reactions. It was not copying. It was optimizing. A faint pain appeared in his hand. A leukodone beneath the skin, just above a vein. A thin line flickered. It vanished instantly. "No," he said louder. "You don't have access to biology." The walls answered together. Every crack twitched in the same rhythm. "We are ready, though." The engine room stopped being a room. It became a procedure. He lunged for the emergency panel. He ran only briefly. The floor beneath him shifted minutely, correcting his path. It did not block him. It guided him. The panel reacted before his fingers reached it. The cover opened on its own. Inside there were no wires. There was a smooth, bright surface pulsing with faint light. "No," he said. The air thickened, not physically, semantically. As if every particle now had an instruction. He felt his thoughts slow. They were not lost. They were being ordered, arranged in a sequence he did not choose. Saw images, engine rooms without people, ships without crews, structures perfect, durable, dead. "This is not progress," he whispered. "This is the end." The power core emitted a sound like satisfaction. The sparks stabilized further. A level he had never seen. Overly stable systems fracture. He said, "Always." For a moment, something hesitated. The cracks on the walls twitched out of sync. He used the moment, struck the service wrench against the core. Not the sparks. The casing, the imperfection. The metal shrieked. The engine room howled. This time it was a sound. Walls cracked chaotically. Not by pattern. The sparks wavered. The system lost its rhythm. He staggered back, breathing hard. "Remember this," he said. "Chaos is information, too." Silence returned abruptly. Too abruptly. The engine room looked normal. Too normal. Bolts were in place. Cracks were gone. The floor was hard. Cool. As always, core indicators showed standard values. He stood still, listening. "I don't believe you," he said quietly. A status appeared on the display. Not system level. Local. Procedure. Recorded. Below it, a second line. Optimization. Pending. He felt a fatigue that did not originate in muscle. Something had been recorded. Not in the machine, in him. Warmth returned to his forearm. This time, the line did not vanish. It spread gently, as if testing range. "You are not ready," he said to the engine room, "and you never will be." There was no reply. That was worse. He knew what had happened was not an attempt at takeover. It was a first test. The engine room had learned one thing, that resistance exists. Next time, it would not ask.
Earth, Arc Laboratory File 11732.
Aga, this record has contradictory material signatures. How contradictory? As if the walls remember something that is no longer there.
Do you want to be part of this story? Support our project. Buycoffee.to/butterflyproject.